Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to my house here. I'm going to show you guys some modeling projects I've been working on lately. Just a couple things that I've been doing, mostly stuff of mine. I know a lot of you guys have been asking me too about the trash flats and the trash containers, and I do still have those. I'm still working on them, but I haven't really gotten any significant progress to a point where I feel good about showing it yet, because there's still all kinds of stuff I got to do to them before I want to show them. So I'm gonna hold back on that. Maybe one or two more videos away, I'd say, is before I can show it. So anyways, that's to answer that question. Secondly, a lot of you guys have been asking me about the U-boat project, and yes, I'm still also working on that, just slowly but surely. I'm getting there, but there's still a little bit of stuff to do, so it's almost there. And before we get into the modeling projects, I'll go ahead and show you guys the U-boat here. And part 3 will be coming along soon here, but there's just a few things I'm wrapping up now, and I'm finishing most of the editing on the first couple video clips. But this is what I got so far. You can see it's just about done. I got most of the weathering done. I got the rigging on. This was pretty hard to do all that, but it looks pretty good so far. But I won't get into too much detail there, but just to answer you guys' question, yes, I still have the U-boat. It's almost done. I'll be able to show you guys a video here pretty soon. But that's it right now. Like I said, I'll probably have the video up here in the next week or so for you guys to see. So hopefully I can get that going here pretty quick and get it done and be able to export it to YouTube. So until then, this is just a little sneak peek for you guys that are anxious to see this. So I'm really happy with it so far. It's really coming along. It's really starting to look good. So I'm very happy with it. So we'll go ahead and look at the modeling projects now on the workbench and go from there. Okay, so onto the modeling projects. I've been working on a lot of modern freight cars, and really a lot of light weathering jobs on some of these, but I do have some really nice cars that I'll show you guys kind of towards the tail end of this video. So I'll just kind of go over through some of the more simpler cars first, and work into some better ones. So the first car I've done, recently, is an Atlas Thrall covered hopper, and this is Unv X70, and with this one what I did is just a very, like I said, light weathering job, a lot of hand-painted rust, some dry brushing effects to do that, just a lot of, just kind of some scratches, a few rust spots here and there, but nothing too crazy. You can see it's pretty clean, and that's what I've been trying to do with a lot of these more modern gray covered hoppers, is keeping them a little clean, with just a little bit of grime, like you see. So I've been using a lot of photo reference and all that too, but just, like I said, trying to make a good fleet of relatively clean cars, because not every car is a rust bucket, like I say. So this is one of those cars, and I'm pretty happy with it. But out of the box, it was pretty good. The only thing I did to it was add the reflective striping. You can see there's 2 sets of striping, and again, this is because we're in the days where a lot of the older striping is getting replaced with new striping. But what they do is they put the new striping on the car and leave the old stuff behind, so you usually have this double set of safety striping on a lot of these cars. And I've been seeing this like crazy lately, so this is something I've wanted to do. So you'll see this again in a couple more cars I'll show as we get on here. Just a few little hand-drawn tags here and there. Nothing too crazy there. Like I said, still pretty clean, but I'm pretty happy with it. I added the KDs to this one as well, because in my opinion the Atlas couplers that they put on these suck, so I replace those anytime I get an Atlas car like this. But Atlas still makes nice cars other than the couplers. But anyways, on this side, just a couple more custom tags. Safety stripes on this side. The trucks came out pretty good too, you can see. Nice and grimed up, rusty bearing caps, clean wheel rims, the whole 9 yards there. So I'm really happy with that. It's a nice modern covered hopper going into my fleet. And I have 2 more of these, some BGEX cars that I'll be doing next, but those will come later in another video. But that's the Unv X hopper so far. Like I said, just a nice simple car, pretty happy with it. The next car I have is another simple covered hopper, and this is a Daleks center float, number 2044, and again, hand-drawn tags on this guy, some custom grime, road grime, custom graffiti, added the safety striping like I said. The wheels came out really good on it too. You can see they look very, very nice. Really happy with how those came out. I added the double shelf couplers to this too, like the prototype has, and I'm really happy with that. Did some scratching down the sides with some dry... some hand painting effects. Also, all the rust streaks too are hand painted as well. Darken the ribs, and just basically the whole 9 yards on there. But still pretty clean, still pretty simple. You can see the roof came out pretty good too. Just grimed up the walkways, made a few replacement hatches by custom painting them, and then just did some chipping effects along the top of the roof there as well. That all came out pretty good. And on this side, I get just a little bit lighter, but still really nice. Really happy with it. It's a nice modern center flow car. On the ends, I just did a simple wash and some rust streaks on the interior there too, but nothing too crazy. So just another nice covered hopper I've been working on. Really happy with those. Now this next covered hopper is a real rust bucket. This one's really nice. This is an Athearn RTR NOKL patch out, one of the former CNW FMC covered hoppers. I've done this one up for a fertilizer service, a former fertilizer hopper, like the other one I had. So the hazmat placards I put on, but then just blanked out the number like they usually do. Once the car's done, finished hauling a certain product, they don't remove the hazmat placards. They just spray over the old number and leave it on there. But the patching was all factory, so I didn't have to do much there. Just kind of a light fade on the car, and of course all the weathering. Did the primer patches with the safety striping. The wheels came out really nice, so I'm really happy with those. Some custom tagging. The roof is only nice and rusty on grimy too. Very happy with that. And on this side, pretty much the same. So that's the NOKL car. I'm pretty happy with it. I really like these. Athearn did a pretty good job on them. I've been seeing a few of these go through Fostoria, Ohio. They sometimes make it through on the manifest out of Chicago. So I thought it'd be good to have a few of these cars, and I'm like I said, pretty happy with how this guy came out. So that's the NOKL covered hopper. Kind of as a transitional thing here, I'm going to go ahead and show you a gondola before I move into some boxcars. This is another contaminated soil car, and I know you guys like these. What I did with this one, this is another TILX rail or environmental rail solutions car. This is 520196. Again, you got the double safety striping. You see the old striping starting to deteriorate away. The new striping is just put alongside it, and all that. Got some mud splatter on the sides, lots of grime. Like I said, the new safety stripes, some custom tagging, a nice, good sized tan painted tag there. And then, of course, the load on the inside, which I made. A lot of you guys have been asking me how I make these loads, and I'll let you in on a little secret. I will be making a video on how to do some of these loads, because I know you guys are curious. Basically what this is, I'll go ahead and bring it into the footage here. What I do is I take, right out of the box, these cars come with a foam insert that looks like this. Now, since this is already cut to fit directly inside this car, all you got to do is take this foam block, cut it in half. You get a piece like this, okay? So then what you do is you carve down the sides, make the sloped ends, and then you take basically a grocery bag, wrap it around this, tape it in place, and then put the straps on by using some thread. And it works pretty well to make a convincing load, and of course I weather it later on, and it makes this nice effect for a tarped dirt load. So I'm pretty happy with how those come out. The only thing I got to do on this one still is add the hazmat placards, which I'm waiting to get in the mail. So I'll have to make the hazmat placard holders and then put those in place on this car. So that's the only thing I got to do still to this before it's done. The ends came out pretty nice, you can see. The kick-up spray on the ends, it looks especially nice. And then on this side, just some more. About the same, just a little bit of variety in the tag work. The new safety striping placed alongside the old striping. Mud splatter, grime, etc. But it's a really nice car. Really happy with how that came out. Like I said, just needs the hazmat placards and it'll be done. I'm working on a few of these right now. That's the first one. I got a couple up here that I'm working on too. They're just in some various stages of kind of what I call the graphic work, putting on the safety striping, doing the patching, re-lettering them and all that. So these are coming along slowly but surely. I'll keep working on these, and hopefully by the next update video I can show you guys these. So I'll go ahead and set that aside. Next up, I got some boxcars that I've been working on. The first one is an Athearn RTR PDRR, nice modern boxcar here. With this one I had to really fade it down to get this oxidized red color. So I airbrushed the whole fade on first and then put the weathering, did some patching on it, put the new safety striping on, did some patching on the sides, a little graffiti here and there. Not too crazy though, you can see it's pretty clean. The roof came out pretty good, you can see. Just nicely oxidized, and I put the rust on these panel seams here. So that looks really good. And on this side, a little bit of custom graffiti work, as you can see. Put with the tags here, you can see I put the primer patches over the graffiti and then put the safety stripes on that. And it came out pretty good. So that's the PDRR car. That's a nice modern car that I've done recently. Just another one of those cars I can put in a mixed freight, you know, a nice plain car that's lightly weathered. Something like this is really what I'm trying to model right now, so it came out pretty good. It's a nice modern box car I can put in the fleet. The next box car here is really cool. This one I showed in the last video. This is a GTW 517-987, an Atlas car. And with this one, I weathered this one off of the photos, but a couple of things I had to do was add these panels to the top cord, which were on the real car. So I added those, made those from styrene, and then painted them to match the color of the car. Added the new tack boards like the prototype has, safety striping, custom graffiti, a little bit of rust streaking and all that. The wheels on this guy came out really good, you can see. I'm really happy with how those came out. But there's the look at the graffiti work, a little bit of the rust. And one, and the other side. On the other side here, I left the door open just a little bit, and then I put some cribbing inside too to make it look like some wood pallets that were left inside the car with the door cracked. So that looks pretty cool. But you know, just a nice lightly weathered car here. Nice Canadian box car. I think it looks really nice. The roof is probably my favorite part on this car too. You can see I did the rust pitting effects on these seams here, which came out pretty good. I did that with the acrylics first, and then followed by with the shocks, and then the oil paints to enhance those effects. So it came out pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. So that's the two modern, relatively plain Jane box cars that I've done, and that came out pretty good. So those are the two. The next one I have here is something your guys are really gonna like. This is something I've been working on for a little while now, as you know. This is the first one too. This is the one I got done recently. This is SP136395. This is a former Golden West patch out car. And with this one I had to fade it all down, did all the rust effects, did all the custom painted graffiti, put the safety striping on it, and the whole 9 yards basically. And you can see it looks exceptionally nice. I'm very happy with it. Did the patching, did the patchwork along here on the door, here and there on these little braces. And I think it just all looks really good. All the custom graffiti came out really, really nice. It was very time consuming to do that, but well worth it in the end. The ends came out pretty good too. You got the patching on the ends, the kick-up spray, nice rusted couplers. This end too, pretty much the same. Now this side is my favorite, and this is the side I want to really look at here. There's the patching, alright. You got the primer patches made out for the safety striping, and then there is the custom painted graffiti. Look at that. It's pretty cool, right? So I'm really happy with how this car came out. It was a lot of work, but this is the first Golden West car I've done so far, and I needed a couple of these in my modern Union Pacific boxcar pool fleet. I got another one of these I have to do. I'm debating whether or not to keep it or sell it when it's done. We'll see. If I like it enough, I'll probably hold on to it. If I, kind of back and forth on it, I just may sell it, but more than likely I'll end up keeping it if I can make it look as good as this one came out. But all the work that I put into this was in total probably about 12 hours, from weathering, graffiti, patching, fading, putting all the decal work, all the decals and all that on. It was very time consuming, but well worth it in the end. The roof came out exceptionally well too. You can see all the oil paint work I did, the acrylic work, chalk pestle work, all well worth it in the end. You can see it's just exceptionally nice. So I'm very happy with this car. Really, really like it. Very happy with it. So that's the first one. Like I said, I'll probably have the other one done by the time I make the next video here. But that's just a nice little project car. Maybe the model of the month right there. I'm not sure. It's pretty damn good if you ask me, though. I'm really happy with it. So, alright, to kind of finish up this video, I want to show you guys some tank cars that I've been working on. And I have a real mixed bag of cars here that I want to show. The first one is one you guys will recognize right away. This is an Atlas 17K caustic soda tank car, and this is the one I had in my how-to video on doing the rust streaking, the rust pitting, and weathering effects. This is Unv X70 Like I said, this is an Atlas car. Put the safety striping on it, did some custom scratches, did a few hand-drawn tags, all the custom painted rust pitting effects, all the updated stenciling, the new hazmat placards, I added those as well. Those were needed on this car. The Atlas cars are good right out of the box, but unfortunately they lack a lot of the needed, like, they don't put the hazmat placards on these, which is kind of interesting. But I went ahead and added those to the car. It really wasn't too big a deal. Still a really nice model other than that. So that's the first side. The ends came out really nice. You can see the kick-up spray. Added the double shelf couplers to this too. That's something else that's very important on these tank cars. You have to have the double shelf couplers, so I added that to the model as well. Hazmat placards on this end too, and then there's the scratches on the sides from something rubbing up against the side of the tank shell there. So that looks really nice. The top especially is where all the work really is. All the magic happens at the top here with all the rust and grime effects. And this is just layers upon layers of hand-drawn or hand-painted rust, and then chalk, pastel, and powder effects. Just a lot of work there, but it really nice. And you guys can check out how I did all this in the how-to video that I posted, I think, 1 or 2 videos back now at this point. I posted that, so you guys can check that out if you want to. The other thing I also added at the top is the custom-made hatch here that was lacking on the model, so I added that, and I did that part based off of prototype photos. I made it from a piece of sprue and then did all the detail work and painted it and added it to the model. So that was the other thing I did. This end here is probably my favorite. The kick-up on this end came out exceptionally nice, as you can see. So, on this side, a little bit more custom painted graffiti, safety striping. I also added a rusty new wheel to this to kind of mix things up a bit, so that looks really nice. And then you got the rust running down from the top, right there. So it's a really nice modern caustic soda car. Really like it, really happy with it. So that's the first one. The next caustic soda tank car I have is a Walther's 16,000 gallon car, and this one I'm really proud of. This is an older gold line series car. These are nice out of the box, but they lack a lot of the modern stenciling again, a lot of, you know, details and stuff. So I just did some basic detailing on it, added all the updated graffiti, or not graffiti, but the stenciling, like the sodium hydroxide decal, the inspection sheet, or the inspection data here, the inhalation hazard decal I added, the placards, all that, the safety striping, of course. All that was added. On this one you got the nice weathering too. Another nice new wheel on this as well. Custom graffiti. A little bit of rust streaking from the side. You can see the caustic soda spillage leaking down the side on the black pan there. Looks really nice though. And then there's the top with a little bit of the splatter from the spillage. Again, really nice effect. I added the double shelf couplers to it as well. The kick-up on this guy especially came out really nice. You can see all the splatter, the streaks, everything. It just looks really nice. Really happy with it. So, on this side, pretty much the same. I beat up the GATX logos too. You can see they're starting to bleach and chip away at a little bit. Little custom graffiti on this side as well. But otherwise, pretty much about the same as the other side. Nice modern car though. Very happy with it. Looks really nice. So that's the GATX caustic soda car. The next tank car I have to show you is another Atlas car, and this is an HOKX tank car. With this, what I did was I gave it a nice light fade with the airbrush, dulled it down a bit, and then added the additional hazmat placards here, the 1760 acid designation, and then the corrosive decal as well I added. And I made that with a custom styrene placard, added it, painted it, and then you know, installed it. So looks pretty good. Added the safety striping, but again, just a nice light weathering on this. Not too crazy, just the nice car body fade. Again, there's the acid spillage at the top, a little grime on the walkways. The kick-ups not too crazy on this end. It's just more over kind of a splash effect on the ends. I added the double shelf couplers to that end as well, on both ends actually. And then on this side, pretty much the same. But again, a nice modern chemical car that I can put in my fleet. And I love buying these modern chemical cars. I really like these. Atlas does a nice job on these cars. With a little decal work and some weathering, they really come to life. So pretty happy with how those came out. So I'm going to go ahead and move these guys out of the way so I can make way for the next Atlas car that I have. Now this guy came out exceptionally nice. This is an older veteran tank car, a 20K insulated tank car. This is Daleks 478611, and what I did with this one was faded it down real well, added all the grime effects, the safety striping, the custom graffiti, all down the sides here, and then the load spillage down the side as well, that black streaking, the oily kind of grime, new hazmat number, tank inspection decal, hazmat placards, stencil covers, etc. Trucks came out really nice, added the hazmat placards on this end, the double shelf coupler. There's a kick-up shot on this end, and then in the top is where a lot of the work went into. You can see I did a lot of the paint chipping effects on the top of the tank, and I did this with some dry brushing effects, a little bit of sponge work, and then followed behind with some oil paints, and then once all that dried, followed behind with some chalk pastels to do the halo effect around the rest. And that's all down the tank car. You can see a very nice effect that I found worked really well on this car to create that effect of a real well-worn tank car, so I'm very happy with that. And then on this side you can see a nice bit of layered graffiti work on this side. but it looks really good. It's my veteran tank car, and definitely another really nice car. So either this one or this boxcar, I'd have to say, would be my model of the month. Maybe even both. They definitely both deserve it. They're both really nice cars, and I'm very happy with them. But that's the Daleks Paint Car, and that's one that I really like. I can't honestly stop looking at it. It's just beautiful, in my opinion. It just came out awesome. I really like it. So that's the Daleks car, and again, came out pretty nice. Really like it, and it looks good. So I'll go ahead and set that aside for you guys here. And now, finishing up, I want to go ahead and show you guys a few LPG cars that I got. The first one is a late model Procore LPG car. This is another Athearn Genesis tanker, and this is an older one, but it came out pretty nice, you could say. So what I did with this one, again, I added the new safety striping, and you can see the old stuff is nice and kind of peeling away on the side of the car, but I added the new striping alongside it, added all the grime, the splatter effects, and then you got all the rust and grime streaking down from the top around the hatch and the railings. And then on this part came out really nice. You can see I got all the updated stenciling, all the old liquefied petroleum gas stencils all covered up now. Liquefied petroleum gas stencil there has been added, the new tank inspection, the hazmat placards I added as well. The top came out pretty good. You can see all the grime, all the rest, and then I added the replacement hatch to the top as well. So that's a nice effect, I think, in my opinion. It looks really nice. Just a nice light fade on the car body, but nothing too crazy on there. The kick-up, especially on the ends, came out pretty good too. You can see. It looks really good. And on this side, you can see, it looks very nice. Very happy with it. But the Procore, this is the first Procore car I got. I hope to get another one of these, or maybe a couple, because these do run around a lot. I do see these a lot in a couple trains, and Union Pacific has a lot of these out west too, so I need to get a few more of these. But this is the first one at least, and I'm, like I said, very happy with it. I really like that one. I did some scratches on this end too. I think that looks pretty cool. So that's the Procore tank car, and again, looks exceptionally nice. Really happy with it. I have another one of these that I'll be doing soon. That's a GATX car that I'll be doing, but again, I'll show that one later. I won't show that today. But that's the first late model car I've done, so I'll go ahead and move that out of the way. And actually, I'll come back. I'm going to move some of this stuff out of the way, and I'll start filming again. Alright, so this next car here is another really nice car I just did recently. This is an ExxonMobil MBLX LPG tank car. This is another Athearn Genesis car, one of the, the early LPGs. So with this one, it took a little bit of work to get right, but in the end, it came out pretty good. You can see I got the safety stripes on there, lots of hand done graffiti down the sides, the updated LPG stencils with the spray painted over LPG stencils there as well. All the wheel work came out really nice. Very happy with it. I got a kick up on the underbody. On this axle here, you can see I did the painted bearing, or the bolts on the bearing cap here. So I painted them, and you can see them moving with the rotating bearing cap, which is really cool. On the top here, a lot of the grime and rust work was at the very top of this car in the photos. So I added that all to the top, and then did the streaking on each individual panel support here. Got some rust spots, some streaking coming down the hatch. And then the roof walk itself is nice and rusty. The hatch, that whole area is pretty well beat up, you can see. But it's just some really nice weathering effects on this car here. And on this end, you can see some really nice kick up on that end. And on this side in particular, I think is probably my favorite. It came out really nice. You can see it's just another nice modern LPG car I can put in my fleet. And I buy up these LPG cars whenever I can, generally the late model, but recently I've been trying to go back and get a few more of these early cars to have in my fleet. So this is one of them, but this is the what I got off of this one. I'm pretty happy with it. Lots of custom painted graffiti, all the decal work's done, all the hazmat placard work, all the decaling, all the weathering is done. Overall, I'm very happy with it. Really nice car. It looks exceptionally nice. Now, I have two more of these. I believe I have them in this drawer. And I plan on doing a few more LPG cars down the road. But what I want to do with these are some more Athearn Genesis cars. I'll go ahead and show you guys while I'm doing it. I got another MBLX car I'll be doing here pretty soon, and another Procore car. Both of these, my plan is I'm going to take them and model 2 Trinity style LPG cars that have the roof walks at the very corner of the car, and then they'll be wearing modern Trinity paint jobs, TILX reporting marks and everything else. So I want to do a few of those. I'm just waiting right now for the Plano roof walks to come in so I can do all the work to the top. But once they come in, I'll be able to take these, remove all of the roof walks, take all the railings and everything off, and be able to redo these and then repaint them. So these will be a nice little project once I get around to actually finishing them. So I'll keep you guys posted on how that goes. So maybe by next video even, you'll never know, we'll see. But those will be some nice project cars I'll be doing here when I get the time. Moving back up to the bench here, I'll go ahead and move this guy out of the way now that we're done. This last LPG car I want to show you guys is one that I'm very, very proud of. And this is another UTLX car in the well-known Union Carbide blue. Check this out. Pretty awesome, huh? So this is the Nathran Genesis tank car, and these are the ones everybody wants. These are extremely rare. I happened to get this one on eBay for a really good price, really good deal. What I did with this one, though, the last 2 I modeled, I did a kind of as more over faded, aged cars, but I noticed in a lot of photos of these that some of them are still pretty clean. So I tried to make a nice, kind of a cleaner car here. So I put a nice gloss finish on the tank body itself. Put the safety striping on it, as you can see, just a little bit of grime here and there, but relatively clean. I got all the updated liquefied petroleum gas stenciling on and everything else. Some grime at the top of the roof walk here, around the hatch as well, and just a little bit of paint chipping at the top too. The fun part here was I was experimenting with the new wheel, and so what I did was I added the wheel tag to the brand new wheel there. So that looks really sweet. You guys can see that. So it's a nice effect there. So there's the first side. On the ends you got the kick up. And then on this side we have pretty much the same thing. On this side though I did a little bit of graffiti. Some of it's starting to kind of scrape away, you can see. But overall it looks really nice. This is the Union Carbide blue UTLX car I did recently. And again, I'm very happy with it. It's a nice modern LPG car that I just finished here. And it looks really good. Hopefully I can get a few more of these if I can find them so I can keep doing these. But these are definitely some of my favorite LPGs right now. So it came out pretty good. So that's the UTLX car, and then the Procore car. Those are the LPGs I got done so far. I got some more that I'll be showing here pretty soon, but I got to actually get to work on them first. But that pretty much gets us up to date on all the projects, guys. You can see I got a few cars in the background here that I'll be working on, and hopefully by the next video I can show you guys. Also, I'll show you guys the next SP patch out box car I get done, and of course I'll keep you guys posted on the U-boat project when that gets done. So hope you guys enjoyed this little update. As always, thank you for watching. I appreciate the views and the comments. Let me know what you guys think of this, and until the next video, thanks for watching and take care.